Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Gorses with another mobile OSRS adventure video for you all today. Today we're going to be working on a Slayer task. I'm not going to do the whole task, and if you couldn't tell by my switches, quote unquote, I'm keeping it very bare bones again. We're going to be going after demonic gorillas. I'm not going to kill too many in this video. I'm only going to go for a dozen. But they just got updated in the summer sweep up, and I want to give that a try. For those of you who've done gorillas before, you know they can be pretty annoying because they're quite involved. After they take a certain amount of damage, they're going to switch their own protection prayers. After every 3 blocked attacks, they're going to switch their attack styles. As you can see by my log, I killed a couple. I keep getting those stupid frames. Very annoying. The 2 Zenyte Shards I have, believe it or not, only one of those came from the demonic gorillas that I have there. Almost 700 demonic gorillas, only 1 Zenyte Shard. The other Zenyte Shard came from tortured gorillas. I told the story before, but I sat there in full tank gear when they were still, aggressive to players. And I just managed to randomly get one, which was just incredible. Though I have gone back and I've fought more and more demonic gorillas, thinking I'll get more Zenytes, and I've only ever gotten 1 in those nearly 700 kills. So every time I have a Black Demon task, I go back hoping and expecting to see another one. Funnily enough, the 1 Zenyte Shard I got from demonic gorillas, I at one point was in a very, very grindy type of mood, and I told myself, you know what, Zenyte Shards at that point were like 20 mil, 21 mil, I don't remember, and I told myself, you know what, I can kill 24,000 demonic gorillas and get myself 80 Zenyte Shards and sell them for a T-bow. So I tried. Didn't work out too well. I got 1 Zenyte Shard, I killed over 600 gorillas, I believe, at that point, and I gave up. But I still come back whenever I have a Black Demon task. I kill a couple, try to roll the dice a little bit. I do like to bring the blowpipe here because the gorillas in their defenses, their range defense bonuses are all the same. So I prefer to hit faster rather than harder. Although now that I've looked at it and I've really thought about it, I think it makes more sense to use, even if it's a little bit slower, but it makes more sense to use harder hitting weapons than quicker weapons, because now they have a minimum of 4 instances of damage they can take before they switch, even if they hit that 70 HP threshold. Meaning if you can hit them extra hard with, for example, like Emberlight, of course, is best in slot, but if you can hit them extra hard with a range or a mage, for example, the Scorching Bow, Heavy Ballista is also very slow but very hard hitting. For mage, if you want to use the Purging Staff with Dark Demon Bane, I know you can, even in modest gear, you can hit over 50s in that way. And really think about it, if you have a minimum of 4 hit splats you're allowed to do, you can deal well over 100, 150 damage with mage before they'll change their protection against you, which is so valuable. Now it makes fighting them a lot easier than simply hitting them once or twice and then immediately having to switch how you're attacking. It's a very, very beautiful update. They're almost akin to the Tormented Demons this way, except the Tormented Demons, for them it's just the 150 health threshold instead. So I brought sharks, I brought some prey pots. I've said before, I'm a huge fan of just teleporting in and teleporting out and not using a lot of supplies. That's not the case for Slayer tasks when it comes to these kinds of things. I prefer to bring some food in pots. I prefer to stay longer, especially for monsters like these where I know I'm going to want to kill quite a couple per trip. They're not a boss that you just set up and kill once and tell you in and out. They are akin to mini bosses. I've seen people refer to them as mini bosses, and I can definitely see why, considering, it's very involved. You have to focus on the attack styles you're doing. You have to focus on the attack styles they're doing. You have to bring a switch. You have to do more than one style. Overall, it's very, very involved, and it's just the way it's gonna be, you know? But it's always worth it, you know? Demonic Gorillas, they're great because while they do have their lottery drop with the Zenyte Shard, and the ballista pieces, for those that care about the ballista pieces, their regular loot is very, very, very good. They drop plenty of alcohols, plenty of runes. They drop prayer potions, Seratum and brews. They're very, very good. The fact that they even drop supplies like that, they drop shards, they drop things like that, and it's always just absolutely solid. Like, you can never go wrong with fighting demonic gorillas. Again, off task, very annoying. They can be like too much of a task for you if you're off a Slayer task and you're fighting them. The extra damage from the Slayer helmet also really does help because you want to cut down those kill times, and you are. Like, the Slayer helmet imbued, what is it, 15%, 16%? It's extra DPS. You know, you never turn down extra DPS. Killing them off task isn't unviable, it's just a little less efficient. And I've said 1,000 times, efficiency is not in our name. We do not care about efficiency. We care about getting shit done. But that really comes down, again, to the grinder, the individual, whatever it is. You know, I chose to do it off task for over 600 kills. I only got one Zenyte out of it. Naturally, my own opinion on it would be negative. But truth be told, it's not. I would just go back and do it again. There was even times when I would only bring the seed pod to get there and the Narda teleport out with the Desert Amulet. I would go there, not use offensive prayers, not use food. I would kill, I don't know, 3 in a trip and just tally out, refresh, and come right back. And I did that for a couple times because I told myself, you know what, 1 in 300 is not bad. It was pretty bad, but it wasn't too bad. You know what I'm saying? Also, a quick thing there, if you saw, I like to just put things in the price tracker and then exit out just because it, like, sorts the inventory. Kind of weird, but, like, I'm just weird like that. I like to have a little bit of order. I can't help myself. I'm a little OCD that way, where I want to see my inventory nicely sorted, even in the middle of trips, as inefficient as that might be. Now, in regards to doing it off task, I do plan on trying it again after the task is over. I do want to give it an attempt with magic. I might even try it with the task actually on, but I do want to try it with magic in melee. I don't currently have a scorching bow. I also don't currently have a purging staff, now that I think about it, but the purging staff doesn't do extra damage to demons. When you use Dark Demon Bane, it does, of course, but I can't really use that right now. Once I do get a purging staff, I do want to try it, because if I'm not mistaken, with their health being at 380, it would mean that you can quite literally half-life them in one phase, assuming your RNG and your boosts are all, you know, up to par. Which would just super increase kill times and super increase shard acquisition in general, overall. But this is just an experiment I want to throw in. This is one of the many, many, many things that came with the sweep up, and many things that are still coming with the sweep up. This has only been the first update. I do want to throw some attempts at Gauntlet. I'm not very good at Gauntlet. I do quite a bit of content, but the thing is, when it comes to higher level content, I do have a habit of panicking in the higher PVM situations. I have panicked many times at Hunlif. I only have one regular Gauntlet clear. I don't have a CG clear yet. The idea of being able to do tier 2 now, though, regularly does feel good. I am thinking about trying more tier 2s and seeing how I feel about it. I might even do it enough times in regular Gauntlet. I might just do regular Gauntlet, like, I don't know, 25, 50 times, depending on how it feels now with the updates that had come out. Once that's done, I'll definitely be doing a video on Gauntlet. I'll be doing a video on Corrupted Gauntlet eventually as well, once I'm able to actually show an example of like a solid 2-3 clears at a time. Also, for the future, I am working on some hour-long videos. I want to do an hour of series for many different content on mobile. It's going to be a bit of an undertaking because I want to not only record an hour-long straight video on my phone, which is already its own undertaking, but then it's record the entire hour, edit it properly, and then record an hour-long voiceover. So it will be difficult, and I probably might have to break up the daily upload schedule for it, because it is a lot of work. It is like over 2 hours of work. But I'm definitely not averse to the challenge is the word. I'm definitely not averse to it. I'm definitely up to the challenge. I do want to do it. I will definitely be doing like an hour of Vorkath. I'll be doing an hour of Zulrah, because those are 2 pieces of content I run more than enough to be able to do seamlessly. I can do hour-long other methods as well. I can do skilling methods. I can do earlier and later PVM. Eventually, I do want to start doing raids. So I'll be doing like learner Toas. I'll be doing learner Coxes once I get those down. And we'll see where we go from there. I might upload like Slayer task guides. I know that there's a lot of Slayer monsters out there. There's a lot of new ones. There's a lot of old ones. And we see where we go. I might do some pet hunting series. One of my account goals is doing the Elite Combat achievements. So I will be uploading boss guides for achievement hunting pretty soon as well. I'm behind on Dagannoth Kings. I'm behind on Royal Titans. There's a couple of like very mid-game bosses I haven't really sunk my teeth into just yet. I sort of just skipped past them. And we'll see where we go from there. In the meantime, one good thing that I have done is the Farm Run Fridays. Now, every Friday, I will be uploading just a very short herb run. No more, no less. Those days are reserved specifically to help me out, because figuring out what to upload daily and keeping the content different and fresh is difficult. It's one of the obstacles I was not expecting to encounter so early, because it's such a huge game, so you expect there to be a lot for you to do and a lot for you to record and upload. So Farm Run Fridays turned out to be a really great idea, because now, as far as today goes, today's Thursday, so I'm going to record and compile whatever footage I have for the following week, while tomorrow will simply be a farm run, a little bit of rambling, a little bit of talking to you guys, brainstorming about things I should be uploading, things that you guys want to see, things that I want to do. I do want to get into those other videos I was talking about, like hour of videos and learning videos, guides, tutorials, whatever. There will be eventually uploads probably will slow down, because I want to make sure I can compile proper footage and edit it properly, do proper audios, voiceovers, things like that. I would like to do more videos with live commentary as well, but that's proven to be a bit of a challenge. I did one before and it wasn't that bad, but the audio is weird, because I'll upload it and sometimes the game audio won't be there, or the voiceover audio won't be there, and it's just really weird. So that's still something I have to experiment with. Recording on my phone has proven to be a bit of a challenge, but it's not a challenge that I'm not willing to take on, just like I mentioned earlier. I don't remember what challenge I was even talking about at this point. Again, I do freestyle a lot of these voiceovers. I don't have any sort of script. I don't really rehearse. Every now and then, if I notice I take too long of a pause, or I say too long, you know, like I'll go back and I'll delete it. Today is actually the first time that I am taking actual breaks in between the voiceover and recording multiple times instead of just straight up yapping for the full video length. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm at work today. So every now and then there will be like a loud crash, or somebody will call me, a bell will ring, a phone will ring. For example, right when I said that, I had to stop recording, and this is now a new recording because I was called away for another phone call. It was a customer, a disgruntled customer, about their food, and I don't know, apparently I'm the one who has to deal with those kinds of things. Granted, again, I am, yes, co-owner here with my father, so that's the type of responsibility I have to deal with on a regular basis. But it's not going to stop me from recording, it's not going to stop me from posting, no matter what. I can and will do better in the future, though. At the very least, I do hope so. And if there's any feedback, of course, always let me know. I read every single comment, every few of them that there are so far, even from now until, if God willing, I blow up and I get thousands of comments. I'll still read every single one of them, and I'll take everything to heart. I will make sure that I'm putting out the absolute best content ever that I can, within my power, of course. Now we're finally winding down on the trip. I've gotten 9 out of the 12 kills that I originally planned. I don't usually keep ashes. It really depends on my mood and how much I'm trying to save on supplies and stuff. It is kind of expensive to use the blowpipe, so, I figure why not offset some of those scales and some of those darts. Otherwise, I usually just spread them. I mean, it's free prayer XP. Why not? Not like prayer XP is hard to come by these days, but still, why not? If you notice, I have been using stab on my Emberlight specifically for the fact that I'm using mixed hide, since it's a very good hybrid armor for melee and range, since it has both range bonus and strength bonus. And the stab on it is higher than the slash, so I figure you might as well use it on stab, especially since the demonic gorilla's defense for slash and stab are the same. So you might as well use what you can and use the higher attack stat that you got. Now, I haven't seen any Zenyte Shards yet, unfortunately, but the worst part of just not seeing shards on top of everything else is sometimes you'll get drops you really don't want. I've gotten light frames, but what's worse is when you get, not only light frames, but sometimes you'll get, those rare drops, like seed drops or something. And that sucks, because then you'll look up what their ratio for dropping is, and it's way rarer than the Zenyte Shard, which is tough, and it's tough to deal with sometimes. But we move, we live, we learn, we keep on killing gorillas, right? Now, I was thinking I should do the whole task here, although if you're like me, you do get burned out after a little while. I could come and do a dozen kills, I can come and do 50 kills, I could do 100 kills, I could do the whole task here if I really wanted to. But that does take a very long time, and sometimes we don't want to spend long times. And it really just comes down to what you're willing to put up with. Some people won't do gorillas at all, and I'm no different. There are times when I won't do gorillas at all. I'll just AFK black demons in the catacombs of Kourend. I'll just sit there with a halberd, or I'll sit there with a bow, or I'll sit there with something just so that I don't have to deal with them in a corner. Another method is to go down to the Chasm of Fire and just leave a cannon out. Another method is to go to one of the new islands. I don't remember the name of the island, but there is an island with 3 black demons that's cannonable and multi-combat. It's a very good spot if you want to just get it over with and done. The Wilderness Slayer Cave is an option if you're not afraid of them. But yeah, tons and tons of options exist, especially when it comes to Slayer. Slayer is very open-ended. I love Slayer personally. I've done it all the way up to now, I think 92, if I'm not mistaken. I plan on eventually maxing it out. I'm going to be maxing everything eventually. It's going to take some time. I'm not sure what my next 99 is going to be. Probably Magic. I think I'm at 96, 97, something like this. I don't really check my stats very often, nor do I really see any reason to max. I really just get the level I need for something, maybe a little over it, depending on what the skill is. The AFK stats are probably going to go up to 99 first. Lord knows I still have a couple hundred hours of salvaging left to do, a couple hundred hours of redwoods left to do, a couple hundred hours of whatever fishing to do, and that's perfectly fine. One of the beautiful things about mobile is you can sort of just click and then put your phone in your pocket or something. One of my favorite things to do back in the day when my account was young was simply click tree or click fish. Just leave my phone in my pocket and have my headphone in my ear and just listen to the water swishing, listen to the tree clicking, the little chopping of the wood. Whatever makes you happy, This is gonna cap off the trip. I got my 12 kills that I wanted. I did get that dragon fruit tree seed, which was kind of gross. I noticed it as I was doing this voiceover, and I didn't complain about it in time, so I'm gonna throw an edit in there. I'm still new to the editing, but I think I should be capable of doing something with it. But thank you so much again for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, do the things. You know the things to do. and I'll see you guys in the next one, hopefully. Take care now. Have a great day.